What went on in this call yesterday?
You know, I think analysts were looking for some more clarity on how United is going to enact their vision of improving their yields, which are the fares they get paid in the U.S. domestic market, as they try to close that with Delta and with American. I think that's the secret to more profitability at United, especially given sort of intense competitiveness on international routes. And Oscar and his management team just were not giving details. And I think a lot of frustration in the analyst community as he sort of didn't give them any great details to adjust their models and figure out how this company is going to turn things around.
So, George, this is what I don't understand. It's not been a secret that United Airlines has a lot of challenges in front of it. They've had a series of mishaps of various sorts, including dragging that poor man off the airplane, as I recall. Why wasn't this CEO prepared for really some tough questions from analysts on this call?
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably should have been. I think they should have been ready to provide more details to the analyst community. Again, how they're going to enact this strategy of getting better yields out of the domestic market. And he wasn't. So, you know, I don't know that I can necessarily answer that. I will say, though, that all these airlines are at, I would say, generationally high profitability. And so while United's had some mishaps here, maybe in the public relations department, you know, profitability at the company isn't bad. It's just not what it is at Delta and American.
But the stock took a big hit off of this. It's come back a little bit, but it took a big hit off of it. Is there a question about whether Mr. Munoz can keep his job?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of questions about what's going on in the United management team. And I think it's not just Mr. Munoz. I think it's also, you know, recently Scott Kirby came over from American, and he's really espoused this view that they're going to compete very heavily with the low-cost carriers. You know, and that's a really hard game for United. They deliver seat miles much more expensively than companies like Spirit and Frontier. And there seems to be no let-up on that strategy. I think the analyst community was looking for a let-up on that strategy as well yesterday. So, you know, I would say it's not just Mr. Munoz. It's Scott Kirby and a different strategy here at United that analysts are really grappling with and upset about.